The most important thing about starting a business is understanding taxes. The government is the enemy. They are the ones who will shut you down if you don't pay your taxes right. Accounting is so important. I'm learning that myself right now. I tell everybody this advice, and I'm dealing with the problems myself right now. Oh, it's a nightmare. Oh, accounting is so important to keep track of things and keep on top of things, because business will suffocate you if your accounting is not done right. If you ever get audited by the IRS, they can completely shut you down if your books are not in order. So the number one thing about starting a business is learning how to do basic accounting until you can afford an accountant. I usually tell people that walk into my office and they go, well, I've allocated $3,000 to start, business formation stuff. I go, okay, that's great. You're probably going to want to save the majority of that for your accountant, for your tax professional, because they're the ones that are going to save you from really going out of business in the beginning. Don't give that money to me, give it to them. But the first thing to understand is in the formation is accounting. Now, you have your business running. All right. Now, how important is it to understand taxes in business? And it's everything. It's the difference between you being a millionaire someday and being bankrupt in living in a crapple. I have so many clients who make like $800,000 a year and can't pay their taxes because they do not take control of this part of their business. Now, the very first thing, there's really only 3 things I'm going to talk about with taxes to give you a basic understanding. Number 1, what is FICA tax? FICA tax is what kills business owners all the time because they don't get it. And you know what? The guy who's going to show up with a gun, the IRS agent, a gun on his hip when he shows up at your office, he's there because FICA tax wasn't paid right. Okay? FICA tax is the most important. What is it? Well, it's your Social Security and Medicaid. It's your employees' Social Security and Medicaid. The government considers that money that's out there to be your employees' money. So if you run off with it, you don't pay your FICA tax, the government is going to throw you in jail. So what is FICA tax? Well, when you were an employee, you noticed every month that you were supposed to be making $3,000 a month, and for some reason you would always get a little bit less than that. Oh, well, that's my income tax. Well, no, it was probably FICA tax that they were taking out. You, as the employee, paid about 7.5%, a little bit more than that, but and then the employer was paying the other half of that. Well, now you're the employer, so you get to pay the other half, and then you're going to withhold the other half from your employee's check. Oh, that just sounds miserable, doesn't it? Yes, it is. Now, a lot of people don't have any employees. Oh, that's not an issue, right? Oh, no. No, my friend, it is. It is a big issue. So, this is real estate agent sticky. I see this all the time. I have a nice little lady, and she sells real estate, and she's like, every year I just get killed in taxes. I don't know what's going on. And I have to say, well, it's because everything you earn under about $130,000, you're paying 15.3% tax on that you haven't withheld for the whole year. So you walk into your tax professional, and the first thing that he's doing is going, oh, well, we got to pay your FICA tax. That's 15.3%. And so he takes that out. So if you made $100,000, you just paid $15,300 in taxes. But that wasn't your income tax. Think about that. You just now paid $15,300, and you haven't even paid your income tax yet. And then most people, they don't realize that their income tax, they go, okay, well, I'm only in like the 15% tax bracket. Okay. Now you pay another $15,000 in effective tax. So you're at 30% of your income of the year gone like that. And we haven't even got to your property tax, sales tax that you're paying, the taxes that you're paying on your gas. So getting that under control is the most important thing. And that is why my wealthiest small business owners are the ones closest to bankruptcy. It's because they will say things like, I make $800,000 a year. And I have to go, no. You make $800,000 a year, but the government, after we're going to do your taxes, is going to take about half of that in some form or another throughout this year. Whether it's property tax, because you decided to buy a building and you have your $1 million home, and then you decide that, you want to buy all these cars and you want to buy all these things, and then your FICA tax, and then your income tax rate, which if you're making $800,000 a year, it's going to be close to 40% of your income. And so when you add all that up, it's over half of what you make. And so I have to sit down and explain to him, it's like, oh yeah, you make $800,000, but you really, really take home $400,000. Well, they spend $600,000, and they can't understand why they're about to face bankruptcy. And that is because they did not get their taxes under control. And this is really where a tax professional can do you good. Now, I want to talk a little bit about that. You can go to an attorney, but he's probably not going to know taxes. I had to go and learn taxes separate from law by myself because I realized so many people were coming in, and I was forming these companies. I was saying, what does your CPA say? And then the CPA would tell me that I just didn't understand what the CPA was talking about. Like, I'm just going to form your company. He can do the rest of it. Well, I had to go learn it myself. So make sure when you pick your attorney, you ask him, are you also going to give me tax planning advice? And if he says no, you might want to go spend an extra money and find somebody that is. If you're just starting off, you're okay, because you can always restructure later on and get the tax advice that you need. The most important thing, forming a business, is understanding taxes. That's it.